Hello, welcome to IT Expert YouTube video series. Today we are going to talk about DevOps career path. What is a DevOps? DevOps outlines a software development process and an organizational culture shift that speeds the delivery of higher quality software. DevOps is about meeting software users' ever increasing demand for frequent, innovative new features and uninterrupted performance and availability. The best DevOps processes and cultures extend beyond development and operations to incorporate inputs. What DevOps do at work? DevOps engineers use tools, processes, and development methods to ensure applications are developed efficiently. Implementing various development, testing, automation tools, and IT infrastructure. Identifying and deploying cybersecurity measures by continuously performing vulnerability assessment and risk management. DevOps salary. The average DevOps engineer salary in the United States is $72,430. The range typically falls between $61,561 and $83,339. Salary ranges can vary widely depending on education, certifications, additional skills, the number of years you have spent in your profession. Which soft skills and hard skills required? Continuous integration and continuous delivery, C/CD. Configuration management refers to managing the state of resources in a system including servers, virtual machines, and databases. Using configuration management tools, teams can roll out changes in a controlled, systematic way, reducing the risks of modifying system configuration. Teams use configuration management tools to track system state and help avoid configuration drift, which is how a system resources configuration deviates over time from the desired state defined for it. Version control. Version control is the practice of managing code in versions, tracking revisions and change history to make code easy to review and recover. This practice is usually implemented using version control systems such as Git, which allow multiple developers to collaborate in authoring code. These systems provide a clear process to merge code changes that happen in the same files, handle conflicts, and roll back changes to earlier states. The use of version control is a fundamental DevOps practice, helping development teams work together, divide coding tasks between team members, and store all code for easy recovery if needed. Agile software development. Agile is a software development approach that emphasizes team collaboration, customer and user feedback, and high adaptability to change through short release cycles. Teams that practice Agile provide continual changes and improvements to customers, collect their feedback, then learn and adjust based on customer wants and needs. Agile is substantially different from other more traditional frameworks such as Waterfall, which includes long release cycles defined by sequential phases. Kanban and Scrum are two popular frameworks associated with Agile. Infrastructure as code. Infrastructure as code defines system resources and topologies in a descriptive manner that allows teams to manage those resources as they would code. Those definitions can also be stored and versioned in version control systems, where they can be reviewed and reverted again like code. Practicing infrastructure as code helps teams deploy system resources in a reliable, repeatable, and controlled way. Infrastructure as code also helps automate deployment and reduces the risk of human error, especially for complex large environments. This repeatable, reliable solution for environment deployment lets teams maintain development and testing environments that are identical to production. Duplicating environments to different data centers and cloud platforms likewise becomes simpler and more efficient. Configuration management. Configuration management refers to managing the state of resources in a system including servers, virtual machines, and databases. Using configuration management tools, teams can roll out changes in a controlled, systematic way, reducing the risks of modifying system configuration. Teams use configuration management tools to track system state and help avoid configuration drift, which is how a system resources configuration deviates over time from the desired state defined for it. Practiced in conjunction with infrastructure as code, both system definition and configuration are easy to templatize and automate, helping teams operate complex environments at scale. Continuous monitoring. Continuous monitoring means having full, real-time visibility into the performance and health of the entire application stack, from the underlying infrastructure running the application to higher-level software components. This visibility consists of the collection of telemetry and metadata as well as the setting of alerts for predefined conditions which warrant attention from an operator. Telemetry comprises event data and logs collected from various parts of the system, which are stored where they can be analyzed and queried. High-performing DevOps teams ensure they set actionable, meaningful alerts and collect rich telemetry so they can draw insights from vast amounts of data. These insights help the team mitigate issues in real time and see how to improve the application in future development cycles. DevOps Career Path. DevOps Architect. A DevOps architect is responsible for analyzing and executing DevOps practices within the organization or a team. He architects the overall DevOps environment, bringing in all efficient DevOps methodologies as per industry standards. Release Manager. A release manager is responsible for planning, scheduling, monitoring, and controlling the software development and deployment process. He develops the development team and the operations team to be in sync, enabling frequent but short feedback loops. This ensures faster releases of the software. A release manager is responsible for defining the success and acceptance criteria for the current build of the software. He effectively uses the C/CD pipeline and overlooks the quality standards of the builds. In DevOps culture, a release manager is more people-centric and tried to minimize the user impact. This means that in the DevOps culture, a release manager plays some parts of a project manager. Security Engineer. In the DevOps world, security is popularly known as DevSecOps. The responsibilities include using different tools like log management and configuration management to ensure security throughout. DevOps emphasizes on a continuous security philosophy. In the traditional waterfall software development lifecycle, security is mainly implemented only when the code is being released to production. But in the DevOps culture, security is a critical factor throughout the DevOps continuous cycles. Automation Engineer. An automation engineer is responsible for developing and maintaining the C/CD process for all the applications and their builds using tools like Maven, Jenkins, Git, Gerrit, Gradle, etc. He would be automating the configuration management across the infrastructure and platforms using configuration management tools like Ansible, Chef, Puppet, SaltStack, Fabric, etc. He is also responsible for building and administering virtual machines and containers using tools such as Vagrant, Docker, and Kubernetes. The automation engineer also performs logging and monitoring activities using tools like Nagios, Zabbix, ELK-Stack, and Splunk. Software Tester. A test engineer in the DevOps culture has to align their test design, test cases, and test automation with the DevOps framework being used. A software tester verifies that the code changes work as intended and also makes sure that the changes do not break the software product as a whole. In short, the software tester ensures that the piece of code meets the success and acceptance criteria put forth by the release manager, as discussed above. Integration Specialist. An integration specialist works with the infrastructure operations teams and software development teams to create the integration and continuity of the code. He creates a holistic view of the working environments. He supports engineering and testing teams to meet infrastructure needs. He also provides some level of support for developed automation. The integration specialist also works with the cloud architects to implement the containers as per the requirements of the software development engineers. DevOps Tools and Technology. Maven, Git, Junit. Apache Maven is one of the most extensively used build tool mainly for Java applications. It provides great assistance to the software developers throughout the project lifecycle. Maven helps the developers with compilation of source code, running tests, unit tests and functional tests, packaging the results into jars, wars, RPMs, etc. Upload the packages to remote repos, Nexus, Artifactory. Jenkins can be viewed as just another tool in DevOps. Written in Java, this is open source software. Being available free of cost is one of the most critical factors for the immense popularity of Jenkins DevOps. It is easy to install and configure in one system, which is a bonus. Jenkins is highly flexible, and one can add multiple plugins to it. Docker. Docker is an open source project with a friendly whale logo that facilitates the deployment of applications in software containers. It is a set of PaaS products that deliver containers using OS-level virtualization. It embodies resource isolation features of the Linux kernel but offers a friendly API. Kubernetes. Kubernetes is an open source platform designed to automate the deployment, scaling, and management of containerized applications. It's a portable, extensible, and self-healing system at the same time. Google created Kubernetes, and the Cloud Native Computing Foundation now maintains it. The idea behind Kubernetes was to develop a platform that has all of the required capabilities for managing containerized apps and abstracts them away from the underlying infrastructure. The Kubernetes cluster management system can be run on public, private, or hybrid clouds. Jira. Terraform. Terraform is a platform-agnostic tool that allows you to build, change, and version infrastructure securely and efficiently. Terraform is an open-source tool and a HashiCorp-developed multi-cloud infrastructure as code solution that uses the declarative HashiCorp configuration language. It aids in the management of established, well-known service providers such as GCP and AWS and specialized in-house solutions. Chef and/or Puppet and Ansible. Ansible is a simple but powerful configuration management and orchestration tool. Ansible is mainly used for the automation of cross-platform computer support tasks. It is fundamentally intended for IT professionals, who use it for configuration management, cloud provisioning, application deployment, intra-service orchestration, updates on workstations and servers, and nearly for anything a systems administrator does on a day-to-day basis. DevOps Course Introduction. Customized course for the DevOps students to cover C/CD and DevOps latest technology, 60 hours total. Linux shell programming and commands, 16 hours DevOps Jenkins C/CD Piplin and Terraform, 20 hours AWS Cloud Solution Architect, 24 Docker and Kubernetes, 16 hours Python Programming Module 1, 24 hours. Thank you for watching this video. We provide hands-on training with labs, homework, group projects. Prepare you for the certification. Provide real projects. Internship opportunities. Support you in Resume, LinkedIn. Staffing support. Provide tech references. In-person, online class. Class retake options and more. Call us at 847-350-9034 for your free career consultation meeting. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for the latest videos.